to my YouTube channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this video, I am going to be recapping and reviewing episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8 of the Netflix show The Circle Season 5. But before we get to it, I want you to drop down and hit the subscribe button to stick around for more content just like this. Here on MovieBae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content that you like, you might as well hit the subscribe button to stick around. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. I reply. Let's talk The Circle. All right. Now, when we left off, Shubi was reintroduced. However, because they jumped around a lot, especially at the beginning of episode 5, I'm going to just keep it chronologically, especially because I'm reviewing 5, 6, 7, and 8 because I waited so long to drop this review. Sorry about that. All right, let's get into it. The news feed is updated with Brittany/Brian's goodbye video, and everybody's mind is blown and wish that Brian would have just played as himself. So The Circle has 2 new players. One is Shubi. Shubi played on season 1. I think last video I said season 2. Oh, well, y'all. So many damn seasons, so many people. It doesn't matter. Y'all know Shubi, right? So Shubi is back, and he has to play as a catfish profile. This catfish profile name is Sasha, who is a 23-year-old tech blogger, because Shubi wanted to make sure that he specified in something that he actually knew. And then we have Tasia, who's 28 years old from Las Vegas. She's a she's in the cybersecurity field, and she is a playful asshole. Now, she's going to be catfishing as a glamorous, sexy, single, bisexual woman, Tamira. You know what I hate, y'all? I don't like when people catfish of the same sex, but they changed their name. Like, bitch, just keep your fucking name. It's making it confusing for the people who review this shit, okay? Now, the new people are given a notification that they are in direct competition with each other immediately. The other players will choose which team they want to follow, and the person with the least followers will be up for a blocking. Now, these 2 new players are then introduced to the group. So like I said, we have Sasha and Tamira. And Marvin, let me tell y'all how fake Marvin is. Marvin is such a fuckboy that when Tamira's profile picture pops up, he uses the ASL symbol that Raven taught him for fire. Marvin, you don't y'all hate when y'all ex use some stuff that you taught them to get another girl? Don't you hate that? I hate this. Like, bitch, get your own game. The first game that the newbies will get to play is called Show and Tell. This is only between Sasha and Tamira, and everyone will watch as they choose to show or tell aspects of their lives. Don't forget, their intention is to get people to follow them, because the person with the least followers, by the end of the day, I guess, will be up for a blocking. So the first one is Show. Date night outfit. So Sasha picks a picture where she's showing some leg, and Tamira has a headshot with a sweet smile. Even though she got some cleavage showing, but it's still more approachable in my opinion. The second one was to tell, and it says tell the most embarrassing moment. So Sasha, or Shubi, decides that he's going to pick a real life embarrassing moment where he failed. He was the only Indian to fail his Hindi class. Now, Marvin can relate to this because he too comes from a cultural background where success is like mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So he understands the nerd in Sasha. And then Tamira decides that she's going to make up a random story about how she fell off a treadmill and chipped a tooth by looking at a fine hunky man. Ugh, who the fuck talks like that? But Marvin likes Tamira's response as well because he's a fine hunky man, okay? After the game, the circle chat opens and people are kind of starting to choose their sides. Like they'll make a comment like, oh my God, Sasha, that was so funny, or oh my gosh, Tamira, me too, type thing like that. Another circle chat that I feel is important to note in this conversation is one between Chaz, Jen, and Tom. So Chaz initiated a conversation between Jen and Tom, and which I know Chaz and Tom like each other. I guess Chaz likes Auntie Jen, which is so fucking whack to me, but I'll get into that in a minute. And I guess they have a good talk. I wasn't really paying attention, but at the end of a conversation when they recap what the fuck they talked about, that's what happened. So I looked at this like, well, first, Brett wants to make sure that Raven is at the bottom of the next ratings because Raven has been an influencer so much. She's basically running the game. And I can agree with that, you know, strategy type shit. Even though I like Raven. But if I was another competitor, I'd be purposely rating her low because it's like, damn, bitch. Chaz is hedging his bets. That's what I want to say. Because Chaz is cool with Sam and Raven, Tom and Jennifer. And it's like, damn, I think it's only 2 people who he ain't cool with, which is the 2 new people in Bruno type shit. So Chaz is playing this game correctly, okay? He has 2 alliances with 3 people each. He's doing the damn thing, okay? Now, the new players are given another opportunity to get more followers. They are allowed to invite one of the other players for a private chat. Now, Shuby is using strategy. I said he's going to message Bruno instead of Chaz, his other decision. And I was like, bruh, that's dumb as hell. Like, you don't know it, but Bruno was literally about to go home last episode. But, you know, whatever. They end up having a good connection. But it really doesn't matter because, like I stated, Bruno has no pool. Importantly noted in this conversation, Shuby did that I got your back type shit. And y'all gonna get so tired of hearing Shuby say, I got your back. Y'all gonna get so tired of hearing Shuby say, I got your back. So Tamira was thinking, not strategically really, more so flirty, since she wants to choose Marvin. And of course they flirt, and he doesn't want to hurt Raven, but he wants Tamira on his side. Now, if I was a new person and I got to choose somebody for a private chat, I would break it down like Shuby broke it down. I want to make sure I chose somebody who, based off their profile and the group's response to like their comments or anything like that I choose somebody who has influence. And if I can't narrow that down, then I'm going to choose someone who did not mention me in the private chat after the first game. Because if somebody was like, oh, girl, I love your shoes, I'm not going to invite you for a private chat because you're already thinking positively of me. I'm going to message somebody who probably mentioned the other person or who like had like a blanket statement. You know what I'm saying? Because the people who have blanket statements, honestly, they're usually the influencers because they kind of finesse. You can't really read them well, like Raven was. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you got to choose. Like, y'all gotta think more than just, oh, I'm a girl, he's a guy, let's flirt. Boring. After these conversations, we get an alert, and it is made known to the entire group that the new players were given a secret challenge to get followers. So now it's time to decide who you want to follow, and careful because there will be consequences. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the rules made it clear initially that somebody will be going home based off the amount of followers verbatim, but that's what it is. So the person you follow, whoever has the least amount of followers, that whole team is up for elimination. So the results are in. Bruno and Jennifer choose to follow Sasha, and Sam, Tom, Marvin, Chaz, and Raven choose to follow Tamira. So Shuby's team is up for elimination. And Shuby is so damn emotional, bruh. This is exactly why I don't miss him being on the circle. He's pacing back and forth. He's talking down on himself. His anxiety is off the chain. He's just, well, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, he's such a negative energy when he gets into his Shuby-dom. And it's annoying. The team that is at risk is Sasha's team or Shuby's team. But because Sasha is new, she's not going to be up for elimination. But she does have to decide who will be blocked out of Bruno and Jennifer. Both people who decided to stick their neck out for her. Now it's time for episode 6. At the start of episode 6, everybody gets to update their status on the newsfeed. Now, this is something like, I watched Circle Brazil and Circle France over the weekend because I was just feeling like I need to see some real strategy. So I watched the foreign seasons, and they updated their statuses basically every episode. Now, I don't know if America, they don't do it as much or they just don't edit it in, but I like seeing the updated statuses. So Sasha talks about how she has a wretched decision to make. Auntie Jen, I hate that I said Auntie fucking Jen, is being positive. And then Bruno's status, everybody's like, okay, Bruno, like, what are you going to say since you're up for elimination today? And they just say something generic and say something hashtag Daddy Bruno. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, was this mentioned in a chat that was edited out or something? They should have edited that shit out. So private chat start for this episode. Jen decides to message Tom, and they plot how they're going to save Jen by adding Sasha to the alliance and subtly dissing Bruno, saying how Bruno has no connections in the circle. Sam decides to message Tamira, and they talk makeup together. Now, it's so funny because Tamira is a female. However, she is a lesbian. So she doesn't really know makeup like that. And Sam is a makeup artist. But Tamira is capping like she's in cosmetology. Do y'all get the conflict here? Then Tom decides to finally message Sasha. Now, Shuby asks what's been happening in the game so far, and Tom mentions how Bruno hasn't reached out to him, and especially because they have a UK connection, you would have thought that he would have done so. Shuby is blunt and says that he wants an alliance. I want an alliance. We can ride this thing out to the end. I got your back type shit. Like, that is so I got your back. That's so fucking Shuby. Now, Tom will agree to save Jen and mentioning that he has other connections in the circle very vaguely. But Tom doesn't want to agree to this alliance right now because obviously, like, I don't know you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So Tom played it wise. And Shuby is playing old circle game. I feel like as the seasons have progressed, it is more so of a let's converse and get to know each other and kind of build a natural alliance versus one chat, we in this together type High School Musical shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Shuby is still on that old shit. And then, of course, we have Raven talking to Marvin, and they get super flirty. I'm talking about Raven talking about doing squats on top of that. And I was like, girl, not with the manganese. Raven is a mess, y'all. Raven is a mess, and I love it. So they are basically sexting, and Marvin reassures Raven that she is his queen, but behind closed doors, she could be anything she wants. Bro, this conversation was wild, and what made it even more funny is Paris was there interpreting the whole thing, and he like, bro, how did I get in this conversation? It was funny, y'all. Y'all gotta go watch that scene if anything. Circle game for this episode is getting clayed. You are turning yourself into a piece of art of your best feature. Chaz and Bruno choose their feet. Sasha chooses her heart, which looks like a fucking lasagna. Like, why go for the literal heart? Just make a fake heart. Tom goes for his teeth, which look great, honestly, like a fucking artist. But have y'all been noticing, like, on Tom's, like, notes on his sketch pad? He be sketching. Like, he could draw for real. Jen does, I think, her leg was, like, her best feature. Sam chooses eyes. Marvin chooses his biceps, obviously. Tamira chooses boobs that look ugly, but the nipple piercings kind of set it off. And then Raven chooses her booty in a blue little thong. So everybody gets to vote for the sculpture they like the best. And the winner of the contest will then go on a date with the person they voted had the best sculpture. I would have chosen Tom, but Marvin gets the most likes, and he gets to go on a date with the person that he liked, which ends up being Tamira's boobs. And Raven says that she's not intimidated and she wants Marvin to make another connection in the circle, okay? Mi casa es su casa. My man is my man and your man is your man too, whatever Sister said. So, on this date, Marvin is coming on way too strong. Messages back to back. Talking about boobs and asking what she wearing and shit. Like, Marvin, if you have a circle girlfriend, you got to let the other girl come to you. Y'all already had a little flirting session. So let her flirt with you, and you got to play it cool. Like, you could tell Marvin don't get no play in real life because he don't got no game. He ain't keeping it P. They sending pics back and forth, and Tamira asks if she can be his queen, and he's thinking hard, y'all. He's trying to figure out how he gonna juggle both Raven and Tamira, and if they'll ever find out. As if they will never speak ever in a game about communication. So he solidifies to Tamira that she is his queen. Now, all Marvin had to do this entire day was play it cool. Every time Tamira said something flirty, he could have been like, girl, you crazy, LMAO type shit. Like, she sent the pic. You can send a pic. That's fine. You can send a little pic. Okay, show a little something. Show a little leg. You know what I'm saying? But as far as you like initiating it and getting dirty with her, it makes it bad. Like, you can't just tell Raven, like, oh yeah, she was flirting with me because you was flirting back. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta lie. And he's on top of that, he solidifies Tamira as his queen. Well, you know, Raven is your queen. When she asked that, all you had to say was like, well, every king needs a queen. Just leave it up to interpretation. Every king needs a queen. That's true. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it's true, but what is needed type shit. Y'all can tell Marvin don't get no play, bro. All right, y'all. It's time to get back serious, okay? We have an elimination to get through, all right? So prior to eliminations, Chaz decides that he wants to reach out to Bruno to give him some uplifting, okay? And then and to tell him to fight for his spot. So Bruno decides to message Sasha, as does Jennifer, which creates a moral dilemma for Shuby. It's like, do I give my word to the person who I said I was going to give my word to first? Or do I go with the person who I think can help me more in this competition? But ultimately, a choice is made and Bruno is blocked. And they get to choose one person before they leave. And they choose to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right? If you're enjoying my commentary so far, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying my commentary so far. And leave a comment down below. Do you miss Shuby being on your television screen? Is Marvin P? Don't even lie, bro. He not. All right, stay tuned because we are about to go through episodes 7 and 8. So Bruno, aka Billie Jean, decides that she wants to go see Chaz because Chaz uplifted her the most in the circle. And Chaz wants the tea, okay? So Billie Jean, I'm going to call her Billie Jean now, says that Sasha promised an alliance, but they ended up blocking her, which obviously blows Chaz's mind. And she also thinks that Tamira is cool, but very surface level, which I agree. Every time Tamira's on the screen, it's like flirty, talking about boys type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then Billie Jean also tells Chaz that you are very popular, so do not trust anybody. Over the past 6 episodes, y'all know I didn't fancy Bruno or Billie Jean's character. But in her conversation with Chaz, I was like, bro, why didn't she just come on the circle as herself? Because conversational wise, she seemed cool as fuck. But like perping, like trying to be somebody else and I guess just talking to herself, she was boring me. But I don't know, like I like Billie Jean now and apparently Tom does too. The news feed is then updated and Bruno's message is left. And she verbatim calls out Sasha saying, I thought we were cool. You said you had my back, but now I'm blocked. And that makes Sasha a big target. Nobody trusts her. And the group comes at her hard in the circle chat. So everybody is asking Sasha what Billie Jean meant by the video when she said, you said you had my back and then I ended up blocked. So Shuby tries to flip the narrative and put it on the fact that Bruno ended up being catfished by saying, well, there was a lot of misconceptions or inconsistencies, my bad, in our chats together, which led me to feel like blocking them was the better choice. And everybody's like, well, what was the inconsistencies? What are you talking about? Why did you do this? She said that you did this. And I mean, they are all Shuby head. But, you know, the conversation just basically ended with, I had a tough choice to make, and I made it. Period. So the circle game for this episode is Let's Get Quizzical. The cast is separated into 2 teams, Team Pink, Team Blue. And what is notable about this game is the fact that there are categories basically based off of everybody's supposed occupation, all right, or hobby that they say they have. Like there's an animal question, health and beauty, history, science. If you're catfishing to be a dog trainer and you don't know about animals, or if you're catfishing to be a cosmetology major and you don't know anything about health and beauty, or if you're catfishing to be, you know what I'm saying, you might get caught. So something notable about this game is the fact that Marvin chose a science question, but he's supposed to be a personal trainer. And everybody was like, what? But to me, personal training, that's science. It's anatomy. It's science. Like, I don't understand why everybody was confused by that. But y'all all know that Marvin studied mechanical engineering, which is also, I thought, fucking math. thought it was math. But Marvin's question is about the periodic table. What's the first element? And everybody is shocked that he got it right. And in my head, I'm like, it was easy. Nobody know hydrogen? Nobody knew that? Nobody, it's just me? Let me find out I'm smart in it a bit. Like, I just thought it was common knowledge. So now everybody is suspicious of Marvin because he's smart and they're dumb. After the game, Tom is the most suspicious of Marvin, so he decides to start a private chat. Now, in this chat, it kind of just confirms Tom's suspicions about Marvin because Marvin discloses to Tom about his date with Tamira. And Tom is like, in your profile, Marvin, you see so positive and feminist and you're not non-misogynistic, but how you're discussing women right now is very misogynistic. And I understand what Tom is saying, but at the same time, like when you a guy and you having guy talk, you ain't gonna speak all positively. You gonna be like, man, this girl was flirting hard as that deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be honest. So Tom, then again, he's not from American, but I think you're thinking too hard, Tom. Jen starts a chat with Sam and they add in Chaz. And what's notable about this conversation is Chaz says something about another alliance with Jen and Sam. And so now Jen is thinking, okay, so Chaz has multiple connections in this game. Like, duh, he's been influencer like 5 times by now. And I just wanted to say, I really hate the mom of the circle, dad of the circle, auntie circle, cousin circle. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not my aunt, bitch. Stop pushing that you're not an auntie. Now, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but like, as an African American, being auntie in our community is like a different vibe than what Jen is giving off. It's not giving auntie. It's giving old bitch in a in a group of young niggas. Got it? And then finally, Shuby sends a message to Raven. They get to know each other, and Shuby does that I got your back shit. And Raven is still skeptical of Sasha. But I mean, like, if you want to have my back, you can have it. But I ain't necessarily going to have yours. All right, so we have a glam party this episode, and everybody gets to upload a glamorous picture. And long story short, these people don't know what glam is. Except for our new player, interested chat, Oliver Twigs. So Oliver Twigs is 26 years old from Atlanta. He's a rapper and content creator. And I am expecting good vibes from Mr. Twigs here. But especially being the last person in, though, I don't know how much finessing he's going to get to do. Let's talk about the best part of this episode. Let's talk about probably the best part of any Circle season episode, period. All right. Tamira decides she wants to start a girl chat with Sam and Raven. And she wants to disclose the information about Marvin and her and Marvin's date. Now, where you messed up is, first and foremost, you don't even know Raven like that. You've never spoken to Raven. So why the hell would you want to spill some tea about your personal shit? You know what I'm saying? Secondly, she starts the chat by spilling tea when instead she could have started the chat by talking about boys, getting a feel for the room, seeing who is where and who talks to what. Because Marvin is a good-looking guy, especially in the circle. Ain't nobody else in there that's straight. So you think he really ain't talking to nobody else? Read the room, Tamira. So the episode ends with her spilling tea about the date and Raven's jaw drops. So in episode 8, the conversation continues and Raven tells Tamira that her and Marvin have been connecting. Now Tamira says, she didn't know because she didn't. And it's obviously chicks before dicks. And Sam says Marvin is the one that's at fault because he knew and had loyalty to Raven. Tamira didn't. And it's so funny because they are interchanging this conversation about Marvin being boo-boo as Marvin sleeps peacefully with a smile on his face. Oh, the editing. Oh, good job. Claps for editing on that one. Now, Raven is really hurt. And it's understandable because even though the conversations we see are all sexual, hopefully they've had some in-depth conversations too. But all in all, if he would have came to her after the date or any time prior and told her what happened on a date or nothing happened on a date or anything, then it would have felt better. You know, it would have lightened the load. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he hasn't mentioned the date, and then Tamira talks about, oh, they were flirting and talking all sexual. It's like, so it's giving guilty. And it's like, so damn, were you just talking to me as a way to make, like, using me to stay in a circle, to make connections? Because we all know Raven is one of the most popular people. So it's making his interactions with her seem disingenuous now. So the next day, Raven confides in Chaz, and Chaz is like, damn, Marvin, like, you fucking up our Melanin Alliance by you acting weird. The circle also gets an alert that the circle is complete. There will be no new players. Only eliminations from here on out. And there are 9 people and 4 episodes left, so y'all know a double elimination is coming soon. Chats for this episode. Shubi wants a chat with all the new people to overthrow the OGs. In theory, this is a good strategy. Because when you come so late in the game, you can't win. You're not going to win. Matter of fact, out of all the seasons of The Circle I've watched in all the countries, only one new person has won, and that was on season 3, I believe. The black guy, he was a comedian, and he was the first replacement. So he still had ample amount of time to get to know everybody. So it's just, the game is not set in the odds or in the favor of newbies. So I understand this theory. However, one is coming from Sasha and nobody likes you. 2, you don't know who already has connections with the OGs. When there was the competition between Sasha and Tamira, more of the OGs, all of the OGs that are still there followed Tamira and not Sasha. So Sasha, I ain't know why you would think that everybody would be on board with this. The only person who I can see logically being on board with this is indeed Oliver, because he just came last night. So I don't think Shubi was really thinking when he started this. I was talking to my friend Roderick. Hey, Roderick. And we were thinking, like, maybe production put him up to this because it was kind of, like, wild and outlandish. Anyway, Sasha tries to pitch the plan. Number 1 of the new people need to make influencers. Step 2, eliminating the OG. Step 3 is to obviously keep it private. But no one is up for this union, and Shubi says that he has no regrets about it. It's better to have tried than to not have tried at all. Now, the circle game for this episode is Savage Questions Anonymous. And y'all know when things are anonymous, shit gets juicy. So Sasha asks Sam, who are your top 3 to take to the finals? She says Chaz, Raven, and Jennifer. And Tamira is mad. But it's like, bitch, I just met you. Like, get real. Oliver asks Jen, who's the most two-faced player? And she says Tamira. And Tamira's confused because it's like, I don't even know you, lady. Sam asks Tom, do you have any depth to you? And this is a chance for Tom to open up, and he does. He talks about being bullied when he was younger and still using laughter to feel validated. With this story, I was like, okay, sad story. Everybody gets bullied. Wow. But when he said that he's still using laughter to feel validated, it touched me. I'm not going to lie. Chaz asked Sasha, why are you acting shy and timid when you're really a man with a plan, implying that Sasha is catfish? And Shubi responds to this question like, wow. Okay, so obviously, from the time he opened his eyes to the time he closed his eyes. Because apparently the word timid is a real trigger in real life to Shubi because of how he reacted to that response. How he responded to that question. Tamira asked Marvin, are you really loyal or are you just flirting your way to the top? And he danced around the question and he deflected. So Raven backdoored Marvin with the same question, like, are you loyal or are you flirting to win? And Marvin is so funny. He said, and y'all gotta excuse me, I'm not being racist or prejudiced or nothing like that. He said, who are these people coming at me right now? Oh my God. It was so funny. Marvin says he's single. Okay? Period. Well, it's time to rate. And after the ratings, I just wanted to mention this real quick. Sam is the first person to reach out with Oliver and start a chat. Now, I feel like it's important to reach out to every single new person because when it comes down to ratings, I'd rather rate somebody higher who said hello to me versus somebody who's never spoken to me. So the ratings are in, and Marvin is at 8th place, and he's so confused. I don't know why. Sasha's in 7th, Tamira's 6th, Sam is in 5, Raven is in 4th, and she says, you know what, I'm okay with not being an influencer this time. Jen is in 3rd, Chaz is in 2nd, and Tom makes his way to 1st. So they head to the inner circle. Chaz says that he's saving Raven and Sam off top. Tom decided that he wanted to save Jen and Sam off top. So we're agreed. It's giving Final Five vibes, okay? Chaz, Raven, Sam, Tom, and Jen. That's what it's giving. If I'm wrong, I'm probably not. So Chaz says Tamir would be valuable to the circle, and Tom agrees. Now, they're stuck between Sasha and Marvin, all right? So they make a decision to block Shuby. Their reasoning for this decision is under pressure, Marvin responded still respectfully, and Sasha was kind of really hostile. And for the group and in a competition show where it's about popularity and communication, that's not good. Now, in my head, I'm thinking the circle is now closed. It's time to get rid of competition. So why would you keep the person who responded right over the person who responded wrong? I'm going to keep the person nobody likes because I know she's not going to win anyways. And I'm going to keep her under my belt so I can get those votes. Like nobody, they don't know how to play. I want to play. Put me in, coach. I want to play. So upon his elimination, Shuby is informed that the person he goes to see will get a special power. He's deciding if he should choose Oliver or Jen, but he decides to choose Jen. That was a very loud meeting. I had to turn my TV down. Okay, we know Xanthi. Xanthi gets loud. But we get a hint into next week's episode that this special power is a profile hacking. Raven gets upset about something. And of course, with the circle being closed and our finale nearing, there will be twist in the ratings. Thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Sorry I'm late on this video, so I had to put all 4 of these episodes together. But thank you for staying through to the end. Like this video if you enjoyed my commentary, and leave a comment down below. Who do you think is going to be in the finale? Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. It's a date.